We're going to weave another like award question in here. We did it with the coach of the year stuff with Texans, Colts. Like Jalen Carter was like a massive price to win defensive rookie of the year. But with how poor the Eagles defense has been lately, and we saw Kobie Turner take a bunch of money this week, and Gil Alexander on VSiN had the story about how Jason Weingarten got him added to the Caesars. I think it was a Caesars menu, and he made the bet after reading a Rams blogger story about comparing Turner's numbers to Carter and Will Anderson. So, like, Will, I'll start with you. Like, do we think like there's smoke here? Do we still think Carter wins, or like are Anderson or Turner potentially viable candidate? Like, do we think the Eagles' late season swoon is going to cause voters to kind of reassess what they thought just because of how bad the Eagles have been?
Boy, this is the one award I've thought the least about. I've bet the least. I would say Anderson's live though, and you don't want to put team success on a player, but if the Texans win that game Saturday night and Anderson has a big game, he gets a sack or forces a fumble recovery, whatever, I could see Anderson stealing this award. If you shop around, you could find Anderson at 3-1. There was a book in Connecticut yesterday, Bear, had Anderson almost 5-1. So shop around. There's a big disparity. I know one book has Carter minus 150. Other books, he's like minus 450. So if I had to make a bet here, I would think it was Anderson. Again, this is not an award I've studied. To be honest, like as much as we talk about these games, like Kobie Turner was not on my radar until yesterday. I'm like, who, what, why is he 5-1 in some spots? So to me, it'd be Anderson or nothing. Sammy, I don't know if you have anything here.
Well, the good thing for Anderson in this matchup is that the Texans are outstanding against the run. I think number 2 in DVOA against the run, and that's really all Indy wants to do. So, I mean, maybe there's a big game for Anderson, a couple tackles for loss. Maybe it's like, 10 tackles or something like that. Who knows? I mean, I think it's definitely a point in time where I'm not going to lay anywhere from 150 to 450 on Jalen Carter. So that second guy oftentimes could have some value because the books don't really know how to price the favorite. And again, these are all markets that are predicated on how people vote, not on a statistical thing or not on a team winning a game. I mean, this is all up to voters. And oftentimes, late in the season, these voters haven't made their decisions yet. So, yeah, if Will Anderson comes out and dominates Indianapolis and keeps them out of the playoffs, then he's going to get more love.
The voters right now are starting to make their calls and starting to talk to people about what they're doing. So if you see numbers move, I think it's because they're thinking about voting for certain guys. I've talked to people about like all pro offensive line decisions, which obviously you can't wager on, but the voters are starting to do their research and to start reaching out to people and getting advice on who to vote for. And the all-pro voters take it seriously. Like they really do, not all the same all-pro voters typically have votes for the other awards as well. They start doing so this is the time of year. So if you see someone moving like this, it's probably because the voters are thinking about wagering on the individual. And Sammy's right. They haven't done it yet. So like there's still time. If Will Anderson heads up with a sack and a forced fumble and a big name, maybe he moves up. But I think they're starting to move because voters are leaning in a certain direction right now.
Bear Bets full episodes drop twice a week right here on the Bear Bets YouTube channel. Remember to subscribe to stay ahead of the odds, and let's celebrate all of our wins together.